Welcome aboard the National Football Show. It's your boy, Dan Sileo. I just found out something else about Philadelphia sports fan. May I tell you what it is? May I tell you what it is? When you guys see something good, wow. Look at the Sixers. The Sixers, holy cow. What? Well, look at what James, I'm talking to Xander. Oh, the Sixers matter now. The Sixers matter now. If you're the Flyers and you suck, I don't care. I don't care. The Eagles, sitting around 9-8. Hey, let's get better. It'd always be an Eagle town. The Phillies, you're like this. Hey, Bryce Harper. Hey, okay, Bryce Harper. How about winning a World Series? How you doing, right? Holy cow. I get it. The Eagles are the only team in this city that people truly give a shit about, good or bad. But my point is, if the Sixers are bad, people go like this. The Sixers are shitty. Who cares? But when the Eagles are crappy, people go like this. Hey, let's fire somebody. Let's go here. This ain't working. And you got something special now. I believe you're going to win the Eastern Conference with this duo of Joel Embiid and James Harden. And I'm going to say this to you too, folks. I'll tell you, this is the best duo that the Sixers have had since Dr. J and Moses Malone. It's the best duo. Can you imagine that? This is the best duo that the Sixers have had since Dr. J and Moses. When Moses ripped off them MVPs, and Dr. J led that team to an NBA championship in '83. It's the best that they've had. Last night, I could not believe how open Joel Embiid was. Usually people are hanging on him like a Shaquille O'Neal. And when you add the component in, this guy had a triple-double last night, James Harden. He had the 12 dimes that Xander said he would have. He said he'd have a big night distributing the basketball, and he did. Right? He went over 22 in his first night, 29 last night, I believe. I think it beat at 37. Dude, man, that was spectacular. What a bad take. By the way, I see all you tools over there when I'm doing the middle, and you guys are barking at me. Okay? Chris, bad take. Okay. Yeah, right. Bad take. Oh, okay. we all took the over, but you. Okay. We all took the. You guys are right. I'll tell you, like I said, man, you guys are the smartest fans there is. You really are. Hey, by the way, may I ask you a poll question? By the way, please hit the like button. Thank you guys so much. You suck, Sills. Thank you very much, Bob. Hey, I always take that with, a merit badge, Bob. So thank you. I love the fact that I suck and you're still here. Thank you so much. It's all good, dude. Okay, guys, I have a question for you. You said Harden was a fat quitter. Hang on. Wait a minute, Big Chris. Wait a minute. Wait, now you fly. No. How about playoff little Jamie Harden? Let's see how playoff little Jamie Harden goes. How you doing? How's Jamie Harden in the postseason? That guy shrivels up like a raisin. Oh, it's the playoffs. This is where... This is the big bad playoff monster. We're coming for you, James. Oh, no. Look who it is. It's the evil playoff monster. How you doing? That's right, Dion. Hey, man, that guy could fill up a box score in the regular season. Come playoff time, he's about 5 inches shorter. He's way down here. Hi, everyone. Where's the playoff monster? Hey, don't let that guy off the hook, dude. This guy's won scoring championships. He's an MVP. Time to deliver the mail, bro. Oh, don't you put the bad mojo on us, Sills. I'm not putting nothing on you like that. Oh, I don't have to sell a mock draft to Gary Cobb because even Barrett goes, that's a hell of a draft you put together. You really did your homework. Go back and watch the middle. Even you, Xander. Go back and watch the middle. At the end, Barrett's like, did your homework, man. Oh, and by the way, today, the Big Sills top 30 free agents that'll be available this NFL offseason. We'll have that for you at 5 o'clock. McScruffy, he hates my pick. Guy's going to be an all-pro. You wait and see. All-pro. Sills, I watched the draft. It was great. Thank you, man. He said he's not waiting 4 to 5 years to start winning. He didn't say anything about trading picks. And if he doesn't, he will use some brotherly love. Sills, you know, I like 2 of your 3 picks. That's the consensus. That's the consensus, one above all. That's pretty much the consensus on it. Okay? And I'm going to get to the topics here in a second, but can I ask all you guys a question? So, Ben Simmons is saying that he's not going to play in that March 10th game because he's got a bad back, and it's in Philly. Is he not playing in that game because of his bad back, or you? What is it? Not a McScruffy fan? His name is not McScruffy. His name is not McScruffy. It is Trent McDuffie. Get used to it. It's your first pick. Get used to it. Howie versus Big Sills. Simmons is a vagina. Thank you. Good night. What a bitch. Because he's soft. Child, please. Some of you know what I mean. Ben Vagina Hurts. Wow, what a tough crowd, man. Michael Irvin's right. It's McGriddle. Get it right, Sileo. Take the night off, Ben. Sills take ODE with first pick if they stay put. They need, look, one thing you have to give me credit for on this thing, I went corner, linebacker, and interior defensive line. That's a pass rusher. All needs. All needs. You don't know how those guys are going to pan out. You have no idea. You have no idea. But I addressed every need on your team. What's up with Jerry paying off cheerleaders? May I tell you oh my God, guys. How you feel about some players want to work out, don't want to work out at the combines? Hey, get rid of those COVID rules, and I'm all good with that. I hate that I love Michael Irvin. That's great. That is a great take, man. Matt Corral, easy money. Good night. I got him going to the Saints. You got the DT from Georgia, Bob. With the 19th pick, Trayvon Walker, 6'5", 275. He's a pass rusher. That's who I put out there. Bonafortuna, Robert. I got it. Guys, so you think Ben Simmons doesn't want to play in Philly because of you, don't you? I do. I think he doesn't want to play in Philadelphia, man. He wants nothing to do with going in Philly on March 10th. Can you imagine that at Wells Fargo? Holy shit. Would that be something to watch? Stop with McScruffy. Okay? Oh, man. Give me a break, Xander. By the way, bottom of the hour, my boy Garry Cobb will join me. Robert says, hey, Dan, would you trade the first-round picks the Eagles have and move up to the second pick to take Hutchinson? Absolutely not. He got his ass kicked by Georgia. I'm not sold on him. I think Thibodeau will be better. I'm just not sold. I've never seen Thibodeau blocked. I've seen that Hutchinson kid blocked. Just saying, man. I'm not as big on him as everyone else is. I saw him in some meaningful games, and he got the crap knocked out of him. Hugh, all good, man. Indoor snowballs at Simmons. Wow. Hey, man. I don't put it past you guys. Combine is this week. They're starting it up, right? They're going to start doing the interviews. Hey, let me give you my interview that I did with Jerry Angelo of the Buccaneers. Rich McKay, who was the general manager of the team and legal counsel, and a guy named Larry Kruger was also part of the front office of the Buccaneers. So they bring me up to Tampa, and we're sitting down. You know what the guy asked me? Hey, you have any members in the mafia? I looked over at him. I go, do you think I'd be here if I did? Everyone in the room started laughing. I said, do you think I'd be here? I go, I wouldn't be here. Okay? Chris, my 40-yard dash at 289 was 4.81, baby. How you doing? How you doing? Big Sales ran a 4.8. That's right. 6'1" and 7/8, 290, 50 bench presses, 225, and ran a 4.81. How you doing? Bang! Now, if you ask me to run, I basically have troubles getting up the steps. So these guys, they asked me if I had they asked Des Bryant if his mother was a whore. Jeff Ireland asked that stupid question to him. He got killed for it too, by the way, for doing that when he was GM of the Dolphins. So they asked me if I had any Mafia members. I go, I wouldn't be here if I did. Okay? And they started, and I started laughing. And so Jerry Angelo goes like this to me. Stop with McDuffie. McStuffins. Here's the question they asked me, though, that got me drafted, I think, to the Bucs. Jerry Angelo goes, hey, Sills, what happens if plan A don't work? I looked at him, and I just went like this to the dude. Hey, man, if you've got a plan B, you don't have a plan A. Everyone in the room goes like this. That's the best answer you could possibly have. People with plan Bs don't have plan As. They're always preparing for the back door. People who in life don't have all their oars in the water and have one foot on the beach and one foot in the ocean, that's not all in, guys. When you play professional sports, you got to be all in. Heart, soul, mind, everything. Family, sacrifice, everything. You think it's just showing up, kissing cheerleaders and cashing paychecks. It ain't. Plan B. I was like, ain't no plan B. Ain't no plan B. That was the question. So Angelo looks at me. He goes, I love that answer. I said, well, it's true. I mean, I haven't even thought about a plan B. And that's why I played 7 years of professional football. Hey, it wasn't in the NFL. I know it wasn't. My career was kind of like Kurt Warner's. Not to the level of success, but Kurt played in NFL Europe, played in the Arena League, played in the NFL. Hell, I even played in Canada. Okay? Oh, Samuel, I'll get to that story in a second before I get to my topics. But, yeah, no, the combines. We didn't really have a combines during my time. That started like in the 90s. So the pro days were really important. And Jerome thought he would beat me in a race, Jerome Brown. He had been drafted by the Eagles. So Jerome's running around with all the Miami guys. He wanted to race me. So I raced him. I whipped his ass. Hey, he couldn't believe it. He was stunned. I said, remember that thing you said about me being, there's no way I'm a white guy? I'm Italian? Well, there it is, bitch. I outran him. He was stunned. You had two dudes Jerome was 300 pounds. So get this. This is 30-some years ago. Miami had two defensive tackles. Nobody had 300-pound D tackles running 4.8s. And my backup was Cortez Kennedy and Russell Maryland. Those were our two backups, were Cortez and Russell. Russell was the number one player taken overall, and I think Tez went number 4 or something, maybe even number 3. in the draft, and these were our backups. And Jerome and I were 300-pound dudes running 4.8s. Our ends ran 4.5s. Man, you weren't stopping us. We killed everything that lived. Offensive linemen were like 260, 275. Some were 300 pounds. The big teams like Oklahoma and Florida were big 300-pound teams. But we ran around them dogs, man. How you doing, Beard? All good. Hey, Hugh, thank you so much, brother, man. That means a lot to me. Please hit the like button, guys. Okay? Thank you so much. Maniac, I appreciate it. All right. Dude, the backups were Hall of Fame kind of players. I know, man. Okay? Sills, I waited 72 hours for this. I suffered withdrawal symptoms. Maniac, you're stupid, man. That's funny. By the way, dog, top 30 Big Sills free agents. We'll do that at the top of the 5 o'clock hour. Please remind me because I will forget. I saw that story, the Cowboys. Jerry, how much did Jerry guys have to pay to the how much did he have to pay to the cheerleaders? Easy, Big Sills. Don't get all Skip Bayless. I hate that jackass. Minshew for a third. David, really? Come on, man. Why did Bosworth not make it? He got hurt. He hurt his shoulder. Hey, chalk it up, sports. Here, tell me how much the Cowboys and Jerry had to pay off the cheerleaders for the voyeur stuff. Okay, I'll tell you the story. I know it. So Rich Dalrymple, okay, was my public relations guy. I may even have a picture of the guy somewhere. He was my public relations. Jimmy Johnson hired him. He's been there 35 years. And he's been $2.5 million. Hang on. I thought they fired Rich Dalrymple because he was watching the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders get dressed all the time. And he had this room. Who's that creepy dude that used to do the Today Show? Matt Lauer? This guy had these buttons where the doors opened up and stuff like that, right? Supposedly, Jerry and Dalrymple had this like two-way mirror. That's what I'm hearing. Don't quote me on it. Don't quote me on it. It's a two-way mirror to, Hey, I don't know. Look at me. Watch this. I don't know. Hey, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Hey, no. Maniac. I want a circus mirror in my house to make me look thinner. Next to the dressing room. Look for the try. Holy cow. Two-way mirror, man. Jesus criminy. There's totally something wrong with. Hey, I don't know. Hey, what I hear, they would sit in front of this mirror and they would, I don't know. Hey, is that how a South Philly guy tries to get out of something with saying something? Watch this. Look, I don't know. That's what I heard. Yeah, sure. There's a two-way mirror. And, right? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, watch it. Look. Yeah. That's from what I heard. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, man. No. No. It was not confidential agreement signed. They gave him 2.5 to be quiet. They gave him 2.5 to be quiet. They signed confidentiality agreements, and I think they're still there. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I know Dalrymple resigned in February. Yeah, man. I know Rich. 35 years. Yeah, Rich Dalrymple. Oh yeah. Seals is just spewing vomit, guys. Give him a minute. Hey, I don't know. Hard dog personified? Sure, okay. Easier not sold on. Hey, I'm not sold on. Wait a minute. Sold on Jalen? In what way? Jerry's wife's a pretty nice lady too, man. Who says I'm not sold on? No. You have me wrong. I am sold on Jalen Hurts. But I'm trying to upgrade from Jalen Hurts. I'm not sold. He could play in the league. He can win games. But just like in Cleveland, I'm sorry, Baker Mayfield's not the guy there either. But he can win games. What are we doing here? Hey, Jalen's a player. Watch this. Jalen's a second-round draft choice. Congratulations. He's not a franchise quarterback, though. Okay? He's not. He's a good football player. Watch this. When you have everything else around him, and receivers are there, tight ends are there, O-line's there, he ain't going to carry your team like Joe Burrow or Josh Allen. Now, let me ask you this. Will the Eagles spend money in free agency, you think? Will they spend the money? There's a boatload of dudes that are going to be open. Okay? Hurts to the Steelers for a 1. He's not. Okay, that's a good point, David. You think Jalen Hurts? Here, watch this, David. I think Jalen Hurts would be great in a exchange with the Houston Texans. 2 1s and Jalen to the Houston Texans for Deshaun Watson. I'd be good with that. But to sit there and try to say Jalen Hurts for a 1, Landon Dickerson can land you a 1. Jalen, here, let's do this. How many players do you think on the Eagles, if you trade it straight up, you can get a 1 for? Let's think. Jordan Mailata. Landon Dickerson. You think you can get a 1 for Lane Johnson? I don't know. Who else? Kelsey's retiring. Devonte Smith, you think you probably could get a 1 for him. Yeah. All right, I got to take a timeout, guys, because we're going to do our top 30. We're going to do the top 30 top NFL free agents coming up at free agency here next week. I want to do that. We're going to do that at the top. Garry Cobb's coming up real soon here from Fox 29. We'll ask him. Please hit the like button. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
You know you like being right. That's why you should enroll in an Independence Blue Cross plan. It's the health plan chosen by more people than any other, with more doctors and hospitals, more benefits that really rock, more of the coverage you want for the right price, including free doctor visits 24/7. It's a choice you can feel good about, because when you're right, you're right. And when you've got Independence Blue Cross, you're right where you need to be. Call 1-844-200-2583 today to get an Independence Blue Cross plan.
field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Does this make me a bad guy when I say this? So FIFA suspended Russia from playing in the World Cup. Great. Is that soccer? Hey, anything you can't use your hands in, I'm out. I don't know, man. Soccer, yeah, okay, sure. Is that the flopping game where you get yellow carded and red carded and all that? I'm not even sure what that is. I saw a guy get a yellow card and he got all really upset. Guy just went like this. Look. He blew a gasket like he was one of them NBA floppers. Guy goes like this. Right in his face, too. Guy got a red card and he wanted to attack the red. I'm like, wow, you guys get carded like that? Holy cow. I'm assuming see, you can punch a guy in the face in the NFL on the field. You just get a 15-yard penalty. I don't know. And if you could wear the same shorts to your neighborhood pool to play your event in, I don't know. Does it make me a bad guy? I hope not, man. Let's bring my friend in, Garry Cobb, man. I'm sure he's a big soccer fan. I can tell. Hey, Garry.
I never was able to get into the soccer, man. As much as it's, I know people that have gotten into it, but I haven't been able to make the move yet, You
say that with a lot of conviction, Garry.
Hey,
yeah.
Just haven't been able to do it. I just don't see it.
I don't need. Hey, they keep telling me it's the number one sport in the world. I'm like, yeah, man. I guess. Okay, man. But when you do this to a player, and the guy gets off,
I know.
The flopping. I don't know. All right, Garry. Listen, I put a mock draft together. And I know what you're going to say probably after I'm done giving you these names, because there's one glaring thing here. So 15, I went through all 32, by the way, and I do think that kid Evan Neal from Alabama is going to go number 1 to Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
But at 15, I got Trent McDuffie from Washington. He's a cornerback. At 16, I have the kid Devin Lloyd.
Okay.
6'3", 235. He's an edge rusher, could play in the 43 and 34.
Yeah.
And at 19, I have Trayvon Walker, defensive lineman, great pass rusher, 6'5",
yeah,
275. If you notice what I did here was, I don't know what these guys are going to look like when they make it or if they do make it in the National Football League, but how I always put a draft together by what a team's needs are. Mm-hmm. And cornerback, linebacker, and pass rusher, to me, that's why I went with those 3 guys. The only issue is they're all 3 defensive guys. And with how we do that, plus there's a linebacker in there.
I think the linebacker position, especially a guy with speed that's able to be one of the special players, you see the marquee teams, they've got that linebacker who is, he's a freak. He's a guy who can run a 4-3, 4-4. He can run with wide receivers if necessary. And, you got that guy there in the middle because everybody's going to be throwing the ball. You can't put, you need a standout linebacker. You definitely do, I think. But I don't know that they're going to change because they won a championship with their formula. And I don't think that anybody's going to be able to convince them that they need to draft a first-round linebacker. I think,
but they didn't win the Super Bowl running the ball. They won the Super Bowl throwing the ball down the field.
Yes,
off of play action.
Uh-huh.
Am I wrong or right when I say that?
Yeah, they did. That's the way they won the Super Bowl. Yep.
But the team right now that they have is not constructed that way, Garry.
No, it's not. But that's why, really, I don't think they're in love with it. Because They won the Super Bowl throwing the ball, and I think they believe after looking at the NFL, knowing that they love the quarterback position, and I think rightfully so. But I think that they really want to be a team that wins games throwing the ball. I think they want to be that way. I don't know that they feel they can change right now, because you gotta do what you can do with what you got right now. So, but I think that definitely they're going to get a pass rusher without a doubt. One of those picks is going to be an edge rusher because they need it, and I think they believe in that. They believe you address your lines with those top picks. So I expect a pass rusher, maybe a corner, somebody that's elite. Maybe they get a corner, or they get 2 pass rushers. You know, I think they're going to address the defensive line. I don't think they're going to draft a linebacker because this is what they believe. This is their this is the way they believe. This is their formula. They won a Super Bowl. They believe that you win a formula where you got to have those guys up front. I mean, I agree with them for the most part, but I think right now, hey, you got to have a linebacker who's an elite player who can run. You got to have that guy, or they're going to be like the guys we got in there now. I mean, you got nothing special.
How about this, Gary? I mean, the reason I say Devin Lloyd,
yeah,
is because he kind of knocks down more things than some of the things that you just said.
I know.
He's a guy that you could put in a 4-3-3-4, put his hand down.
Yeah.
He can rush the edge. He can cover tight ends.
Yeah.
And he can play the run. So he's not just a linebacker who's going to sit in the middle there. He's a guy who's also going to be productive in the kind of schemes that Jonathan Gannon wants to run. So he's not like, Gary, when you and I came out, this guy's a nose. This guy's a DE. He's a DT.
Yeah.
He's an ILB. This guy's an OLB. This guy's strong side. This guy's weak.
Now I tell you,
it's not like that anymore, is it?
I know. Now, Devin Lloyd where they look at him and they say that, because they're thinking about Micah Parsons. That's what what the league is. They're affected by somebody. What's happening now? They say, oh man, we could have Micah Parsons last year. They're sitting there beating himself up the whole offseason. We could have had that guy. We could have had him. So if they see the comparison, they like it, then that could move him up. But I don't know if I see the Eagles getting him though. Because they got their formula. Their formula is no linebackers in the first round. That's their formula. And I don't think they're going to change it, because I can tell by when they ask the question, it's all over here, he don't really answer the question. He's talking about everything, but he's going to bring up the fact, hey, they won a Super Bowl with that formula. I think they believe in the formula. Address the defensive line first round. Of course, you would get a quarterback in the first round. You could get a defensive back. But the guys that affect the passing game, I think that's the way they look at it. The guys that affect the passing game, we draft the first round. They don't have a major effect on that passing game. We won't draft them in the first round.
Gary, do you think that the Eagles will be players in free agency? They're going to have nearly $30 million in cap space for them to be able to at least take a look at some of the guys that are out there.
I think they're going to get a wide receiver. I could see them getting a veteran wide receiver. I think that's what they're going to do, because they could use one. And then, I know some people have them drafting another wide receiver. I just think that if they draft another wide receiver, you've invested too much in that position. You didn't get out of it because you messed up on a couple of the picks.
And I don't think you can build a team from the perimeter in.
You're right.
You got to build it from the inside out.
I think so. And, I agree with them when they talk about there's nothing affects the a defense like a pass rusher. Come on. He already immediately, a pass rusher makes your DBs better. Immediately, because the quarterback knows this guy's coming. And you got a guy, he might not even get there, but he's in that quarterback's head. He's getting that ball out of there because he saw the tape. I don't know if we can block this guy. he's trying to get that ball out of there, and the quarterback could make mistakes. He throws the ball too soon. He forces the ball somewhere because of that pressure. So a guy that's a pass rushers affect the game. You want to affect the quarterback. It's about the passing game. That's where the league is right now. I think you do have a few teams like the Eagles who are the strength of their game is running, but the league is a passing league. That's what it is right now.
Garry, I want to go into the NFC East now, and I want to look at some of the teams that the Eagles are going to be going against when it comes to free agency and when it comes also to the upcoming draft. I was talking to Barrett Brooks this morning, and he and I were going back. I think Washington's close. Watch this. Garoppolo's going to command $35 million on the open market. Here's why. He's 5-2 in the postseason. He's 36-16 as a starting quarterback. And to the strength of that record, even more so, when he's not playing at San Fran and he's not starting, which injuries have been an issue, obviously, for him. Yeah. But when he's not, they're 8-22. So he is completely the factor why they've been to 2 NFC championship games in 3 years. On top of that 5-2 record, right. The majority of those wins are against Aaron Rodgers. And I said this, Kyle Hamilton, the Notre Dame safety, you put him on that defense. Plus you get Chase Young back. Plus you have Jonathan Allen. And you have Garoppolo on that side of the ball. Washington can win the NFC East. Am I wrong?
I agree. I mean, if they get good play out of their quarterback position, they got weapons. I mean, they got weapons that really, I think, have been underutilized because they really haven't had outstanding play from the quarterback position, and they got defensive players. I mean, the defense got them to the playoffs a couple years ago. So I think that they could be a team that definitely they're going to be in the hunt if they get decent quarterback play. So. I definitely think they're going to be there. Washington has got a lot of good football players, and and I like the coach too. So,
and he's a defensive-minded guy. That's why
defensive-minded coach is right. Yeah,
this kid Kyle Hamilton. I want to take you over to the Giants. You and I grew up in that area, and it's a giant country, and where we grew up as kids.
Yeah,
and I've never seen the Giants this bad on both O-line and D-line. And now I went into the draft and I said they're going to address both the defense and offensive lines in this upcoming draft. They'll probably also address it in free agency here. Has it really been just the fact that Jerry Reese is not the general manager there? Because, he wins 2 Super Bowls there. He has that team constantly winning. I know Tom Coughlin played a factor here. Barrett Brooks brought this up again earlier with me as well. I mean, ever since they've not got the general managers right, and they've not gotten the offensive line right. I mean, he had 5 years to get one guy out of the 5, and I know it's difficult to build these O-line. And on top of that, Brian Daboll now has to come down from Buffalo to try to resurrect Daniel Jones' career. I mean, the Giants are at least 10 years away from competing for a Super Bowl.
The thing is, and that's where, really when you talk about the Eagles, you could say a lot of things, but they're right when you told you build up front first.
Yeah.
If you don't have it up there, man, doesn't matter who you have back there.
Would you agree that's been the strength of Howie, that he's really started from up front? But your only maybe criticism is that he goes too much outside after he goes O-line wide out, right?
Yeah. He has, and the thing is that, they missed on the wideouts. The thing is they missed badly with the, an option. I mean, there's a player right there. They don't get the player. They get the guy that can't play. I mean, come on. You can't miss that badly, especially the way they did it, where that didn't even make sense. It didn't make sense. So anyway, but they have been right about you build up front. If you don't have those horses up front, you don't have a chance. And so the Giants have been horrible with that. It's amazing how they missed. I mean,
like I look at Saquon Barkley. I look at Saquon Barkley and I go like this, Garry. I mean, he's always hurt. There's no O-line. I mean, I don't know, right?
That's what's been there, and it's been bad. I mean, it's like when he touches the ball, you got 3 guys on him. I mean, What, why bother? And this shows how bad it is. If you don't have a line, what good is a running back?
Right.
It does you no good. Your quarterback is spoofed because he's running for his life all the time. It doesn't make sense if you're going to miss up there. And if you don't get the picks right, then what you do is you pick people, other people's people. You get people that are established. If you're missing the draft picks, you go get guys that can play, that have already proven
Gary,
they can play.
I tell folks this, and I think everybody's under the assumption that the other teams hit. And I'm just going to take the number 10 here. I know we have 11 picks. I know there's 3 in the first. I get all that.
Yeah.
But I've been telling people 7 of those guys are going to fail. 7 of those 10 picks, because it's a 30% success rate. So you're talking 7 guys. And get this, you may hit on a 5th rounder. Like you hit, here's a perfect example.
Yeah,
you may hit on Jordan Mailata in the 7th, but you may not hit on this Whiteside kid, who's a premium pick.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how look at you, man.
Yeah.
An 11th round draft choice, and you played 12 plus years in the National Football League. Dude, if you have to redraft that, you're a top 10, you're a top first round pick because you played 12 years. Nobody plays 12 years. That's an 11th round pick.
Look at Jason Kelsey. 6th round pick. This kid could be he's probably going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You got him in the 6th round. So I think with the picks, and I was talking to somebody else about this. In fact, we're out at the Super Bowl talking about this. The draft picks thing, in some ways, you might as well throw it out because times you're drafting guys and your later picks are outplaying your number 1 pick, your 2nd round pick. So
look what Kirk Cousins did to RG3. He was a 4th rounder.
That's right.
And look at all the draft assets that Washington and St. Louis exchanged between each other.
That's right.
And the guy Cousins is still playing.
I mean, think about how many first-round quarterbacks are bust.
Oh, tons.
Tons of them. The majority of them, like you said, 7 out of 10 have been bust. Even though you got them in the first round and they've been bust, and you have a few that that live up to it, but most of them don't. So I think that, boy, that says a lot, man.
Right, because only 30% are going to make it on any given draft. Gary, this may be a little bit kind of technical for the people that are listening and watching now, but I want to ask you this here. The personnel that Jonathan Gannon has on the defense is best suited for what right now? 4-3 or 3-4?
The personnel, well, I guess in some ways, I think they're a 4-3. They're definitely not a 3-4 because they don't have enough linebackers, That's the thing. They just do not have the linebackers. And, you just don't have the elite linebackers.
But they don't have the elite pass rushers for a 4-3.
They really don't. They just don't. That's why they got to draft.
That's why I'm asking you here, because I'm trying to figure out if the strength of the defense is the line, really, you're 31st in sacks. And like you say, you got to cover and you got to get the quarterback on the ground.
That's right.
Those are the 2 positions that the Eagles have to have. You have to have cornerback play and you have to have edge rushers if you're going to make it in the NFL. And so when people go, well, Dan, the D-line's their strength, I'm like, really? Their D-line's their strength? Well, then they should be playing a 4-3. Yeah. Well, if they're playing a 4-3, you got to be in the top 15 at least in sacks, and they're 31st in sacks.
I know that, and they're just not getting it done. They just really disappointed. I was really disappointed with that line because I expected them to come out, but they've shown they got to make changes. And you're gonna have to say goodbye to some people. They're pretty much probably gonna say goodbye to Barnett. He's gone. Brandon Graham, I don't think you can really say and be sure that. I mean, what is he gonna give you coming back? He's getting up there. You got a serious injury to your legs. That's what usually gets people out of the league. So you don't have that explosion coming off the corner. So they got to. If they use 2 picks for pass rushers, I don't think that would surprise me at all, because you got to get people getting to the quarterback. I mean, that's what this game is about. And if you draft two, you're probably gonna miss on one of them. So you might draft two pass rushers, because you got to get somebody getting to the passer, unless you got a marquee corner that they see that they are enthused about. I don't know that they're going to use all 3 picks. The way Howie does, he's going to try to move up or something. Maybe they see somebody that they would like to move up, so they use one of the picks, use 2 of them to move up. They end up getting, get 2 picks, but they get the guy thereafter. But you almost want to use all your picks, because you're going to miss on so many of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One last question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, how involved is the owner on draft day? I mean, is he in there just for cosmetics when it comes to the look?
Think he's in there for cosmetics.
Does he actually does he stick his nose in?
I think he gives his input, during the whole process. I think he gives his input then during the process, because he goes to some of the workouts and he's there checking some things out. And I think that he gives his, that input. And I think he believes in what they said, which is, your quarterback, and you want to get those pass rushers and everything. I think he's probably there emphasizing some of those, that formula they believe in.
Finally here, I got to leave you with this. Joel Embiid and James Harden. It's the best duo. Tell me if you agree or disagree. Something. How about this? I say it's the best duo since Dr. J and Moses Malone.
I think so. And, it's just seeing them play together, where they immediately just have a flow to what they're doing. They make it look so easy. I think everybody knows, hey, they got a shot at doing something, man. They got, and when you get a shot, man, you got to take advantage of opportunity, sharpen every knife. You got to get everything right. They got to get it done. I mean, because they're standing there looking right at them, but they definitely got a shot at it. And because all the guys haven't really played well, but they can carry you. So you got 2 guys that can carry you. Well, if something happens with one guy, whatever, they go, look, I got you guys this game. I'm going to take us over on this game. They got guys that can carry, and, you're talking about 7-game series. I like their chances against anybody, man.
Yeah, so do I. Garry, appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much, as always.
All righty.
Got it, man. That's my friend Garry Cobb from Fox 29. Hit the like button. Hey, man, what do you mean no love for Mutombo Iverson? They didn't deliver the goods. They didn't get the chip. Dr. J Malone delivered the chip, man. What do you think this show is? Celebrating second place? We don't celebrate second place here on the Big Sill Show / National Football Shows. Hit the like button. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
You know you like being right. That's why you should enroll in an Independence Blue Cross plan. It's the health plan chosen by more people than any other, with more doctors and hospitals, more benefits that really rock, more of the coverage you want for the right price, including free doctor visits 24/7. It's a choice you can feel good about, because when you're right, you're right. And when you've got Independence Blue Cross, you're right where you need to be. Call 1-844-200-2583 today to get an Independence Blue Cross plan.
field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
I like that, man. Second place is a glorified tease. That's all it is. Big Sales National Football Show. Bang! On the like button, please. Top of the hour, Big Sills. Top 30 free agents. That'll be coming up for your respected team to potentially look at. We'll do that at the top of the hour. Real quick here, okay? Real quick here, because I do want to take a look at some of the teams that are in the NFC East. I talked with Barrett about this earlier today, and I want to reset that take. You know, these NBA guys kill me sometimes, though. So I don't know if you were watching that Pelican game. How about the Pelicans running the Lakers off the floor? The Pelicans are running the Lakers now off the floor. Oh, no way, dude. The Lakers loot. You're kidding, right? The Lakers are in as worse shape right now as they were when Kobe was playing his last couple of years. By the way, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. That championship they won in the bubble's an asterisk, because that team has sucked every year almost that LeBron's been in LA. They have sucked outside of the COVID-19 bubble year. Took half the season off, right? Got him in a bubble. No one, and get this, that just shows me no one wanted to be there. Just shows me no one wanted to be there. They were engaged for what? 2 months? And they won a championship. That's an asterisk, man. That's an asterisk. That team has sucked every other year. And last night, so LeBron was getting kind of the business by the fans. The home fans, they don't like him. Can I make a comparison? And I think you Philly people will get it. Watch this. He is just a paid mercenary. He's like the modern-day Wilt Chamberlain. I mean, he's the modern-day Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt's going to go places where Wilt feels where he wants to play. He loved Philly. He played at Golden State, played with the Lakers, but every time you bring up Laker greats, how come nobody brings Wilt up? Do you know that Wilt's last year, I think, when they won a championship, I think he went 18-25. And that was his last year. Wilt never gets talked about as some of the greatest Lakers. And by the way, Wilt or Shaq, I don't know. Pretty comparable. The only difference is that Wilt averaged 31. I mean, you know, I get only the 2 championships, 67 title in Philly, and the Laker won at 72. I get it. Okay? Kareem, at the end of the day, Kareem is better. Because Kareem could do free throw shots, and he had the sky hook. But both of those guys, man, I mean, Kareem and Wilt are right there, but LeBron James will never be considered a Laker great. He'll be considered one of the great Lakers that played there, like Wilt. Wilt's not considered a Laker legend. He's considered one of the great players that played there. Okay? And right, big picking. LeBron plays a ton of games. He plays a lot. He plays 45 minutes a game, 44 minutes. He does, man. I get it. I get it. But they'll never look at him in the same way. So get this. You make $700,000 a game when you step on the floor, when you're LeBron. So he's bitching at some of the Laker fans that are hollering at him because the team sucks so bad. And he starts getting in a back and forth. Do you know what I would do if that were me and I was LeBron James? If I was LeBron James, do you know what I'd be saying? I'd be doing this. Dude, really? Why? I'm not responding to that. I'm not responding to any of that. Okay? I'm not responding to any of that. And there he is. He's going back and forth. This is what shows LeBron's weakness sometimes. Why are you hollering and why are you dealing with a fan when you make $700,000 a night? That's why that guy's soft. That's why people don't consider NBA guys to be like, look at KD. How many burner accounts did KD get? How many times? Okay, right? How many times did he get caught on a burner account because he got pissed off because somebody said something? KD makes $700,000 a game. So when you're LeBron James, you got FU money, man. It's like FU money. Roger Clemens is not a Yankee. Hey, Andrew, Roger Clemens may think he's a Yankee because it gets him more when it comes to memorabilia sales than it does a Red Sox. But Roger Clemens is not a Yankee. He was a hired mercenary. Okay? He's a Red Sox. He'll never be anything else. Okay? He is a Boston Red Sox. That's right, Matt. He ain't it. You know, people go like this to me all the time, and this probably shows my age, though. Sills, Reggie Jackson, one of the great Yankees. No, you mean A. Reggie's greatest years were in Oakland. They weren't in New York. Now, everywhere Reggie went, they won. Even that stupid stop when he was in Baltimore. When he got first dealt by Charlie Finley from the A's, he had to go to Baltimore for a year. Then he fulfilled the free agency, and then he became a Yankee. And they were productive years. The Yankees won a lot of World Series. The 78 team was as good as it gets. The 78 team could probably beat I don't know if they would beat that 96 Yankee team, but the starting pitching they had and the closers they had. Plus, you have to deal with Rivera. Rivera's probably the difference. That 96 Jeter team is probably the best because they had Rivera. I saw that, Chris. He's out in Miami. Yeah, Johnny Damon is a great Yankee. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Jackson, hey, big picking. Jackson, Parker, Fingers. I don't think Dave Parker was on that team when Reggie was first there. It was Joe Rudy. It was Vita Blue. It was Catfish Hunter. It was Sal Bando. It was Gene Tennis. They had Blue Moon Odom. And they had Billy Williams also. Not Billy Williams, but they had Dick Williams as their manager. Then they had Alvin Dark. But it was really Billy Williams who put that – did it again. Dick Williams who put that thing together. And Dick Williams was a hell of a manager. It was a heck of a baseball team. That A's team back in the late 70s was as good as it gets. Okay? Andrew, okay. He's drafting a quarterback. Let's go. Yeah, okay, Birdman. You think Howie's drafted a quarterback. No way. There's not a quarterback in this draft. Randy Johnson is a Yankee. Okay. Hey, Kurt Schilling is a Red Sox. How you feeling now, Chris? Yeah. How you feeling now? Okay? Yeah, right? All right. We are going to do the Big Sills Top 30 NFL Free Agents. I'm going to do this at the top of the hour. Guys, you were awesome in that first hour. Please hit the like button. We're going to go over the top 30 free agents. I got this list from 2 general managers, and then I filled in my thoughts on it. I asked him who he thought the top free agents were. We'll see if any of these guys, grab your interest for maybe your professional team. We'll do this at the top. Hit the like button. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
You know you like being right. That's why you should enroll in an Independence Blue Cross plan. It's the health plan chosen by more people than any other, with more doctors and hospitals, more benefits that really rock, more of the coverage you want for the right price, including free doctor visits 24/7. It's a choice you can feel good about, because when you're right, you're right. And when you've got Independence Blue Cross, you're right where you need to be. Call 1-844-200-2583 today to get an Independence Blue Cross plan.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Welcome back. National Football Show, hour number 2. Andrew, I got you, brother. I got it. I misunderstood you, man. Appreciate it. That leads me to hooking you guys up to tell you, please hook Big Sills up. Hit that like button. You were awesome in the first hour. Thank you so much, man. That baby just rolls, doesn't it, man? It's fast. That thing just flew by, baby. Don't forget, too, we'll be on with Barrett tomorrow on the middle, too, man. So we're doing that all week long. We've had a fun time. You know, somebody posted over on the right side in the chat room. They were like, man, it's just like two friends just talking for 2 hours. Well, that's exactly what it's supposed to be like. It's not supposed to be cookie cutter radio like you got on those shitty sports stations in Philly where it's cookie cutter. Things should be conversational. That's why you and I have conversations. Okay? Hey, bumbling Biden. Put that up. Put that up, Xander. Xander Krause, put that up. Free agent number 1, Big Sills. There you go, baby. Better lock him up. Better lock him up. I love it, man. Gratuitous backslapping on the host is always far. We'll always get you far, and it's always a good thing here. All right. Hey, I'll tell you what. Let's see what is it. Franchise tagged. Oh, it gave me the franchise. This is what we're paying you, dog. Market value. Market value. Market value. JAKIB Media, market value. Okay. Would I take market value for my show? Yeah, I would. I'll line it up against anybody. Absolutely. All right. You want to do that? Is that Pat McAfee? All right. Hey, sounds good to me. Hey, Big Sills will gamble on himself. I am. All right. We had a fun time doing the draft on Friday. And I think you guys, how about this? Would it be fair to say you guys like 2 of the 3? Xander can't stand. Trent McDuffie with the 15th pick going to the Philadelphia Eagles from the University of Washington. Then I gave you Devin Lloyd. Then it was Trayvon Walker, defensive tackle, Georgia. Those are my 3 picks. Unless something changes. Franchise tag, I know, huh? Right? Yeah. I actually like that. What do you mean you don't like it, 215? Give me a break. I gave you an I gave you a pass rusher, another edge rusher, and a guy who could play multiple positions at linebacker, multiple defenses for Jonathan Gannon, and a corner. Sil's on a rookie deal. My rookie deal was all right, though, man. I got paid what Jerome got paid, so I was all right with it. I was okay with my rookie deal. How about this? My rookie deal was equivalent to the 9th player taken in the 87 draft. I'm pretty good with that. I actually was very good with that. I don't know. It's okay. All right. Top 30 NFL free agents that are available. Now, some of these may be tagged right away, guys. Now, they could start franchise tagging. There's also transition tags. But most of the teams wait until they get up to the, I think it's the 28th. And they wait. I met in podcast. Thanks, Chris. What a jackass. Hey, so here's your top 30. Number 1. The top 30 NFL free agents on the Big Sil's 2022 list. Devonte Adams, wide receiver, Green Bay Packers. Probably the best wide receiver in the National Football League. Now, would Devonte Adams be the best wide receiver on the Eagles? No, because Aaron Rodgers is not in Philadelphia. However, for his position and what he's accomplished, he's going to command a lot of dough. Okay? He is your number 1 free agent. Number 2, Teron Armstead, tackle, Saints. You don't see a lot of these guys on the open market offensive linemen. You just don't see tackles on the free agent market because there's such a need for them. Look at, like I said to you about the Giants. The New York Giants had 5 years under Dave Gettleman, okay, to build an O-line. They couldn't figure out one guy. They couldn't get one guy right. That's what makes what the Eagles have. I mean, if your biggest advantage that the Eagles have over the New York Giants, your O-line has depth. They don't have any. You know that guy Isaac, you guys keep telling me he's got great promise? There's not a starter with that kid's ability in New York. That just shows you, again, how hard it is to build an offensive lineman and an offensive line. The Eagles are not going to be in the Devonte Adams sweepstakes. And they're not going to be in the Armstead sweepstakes, I don't think. Okay? They've got enough depth, and they've got the guys that they need to play. So I don't think they're going to be in a conversation there. Number 3, wide receiver, Chris Godwin, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Very productive. Now, let's take a look at this. Chris Godwin played on the other side of Mike Evans, and he played with Tom Brady. And he also was very productive with Jameis Winston, when Jameis Winston threw for 5,000 yards. So he is a guy that is a total number 1, and he's going to command a pretty good number. Would this be somebody that, say, Philadelphia would be interested in? I would think so. But I would also think that the Patriots and maybe even Kansas City would be interested in him. Kansas City has not been able to get a number 2 guy for Hill since really Andy's been there. I mean, they have not been able to get another guy. You know, I know that they tried Gordon, but he really didn't pan out. And he's a guy that, without a doubt, now look, yeah, but listen, Godwin to Philly, maniac. Why would Chris Godwin want to play in Philadelphia with a guy who can't find him? He was also in that playoff game. He saw Jalen couldn't spot single coverage. He's not going to be. those top two wide receivers are going to be looking to go to places. Look, I made the point to you about Cooper Kupp. The year before Matthew Stafford shows up, Cooper Kupp had 975 yards receiving and 68 catches, and I think he had 3 touchdowns. You get a Super Bowl Hall of Fame type arm in your huddle, changes the dimension. It changes the dimension completely when you get an arm like that in your huddle. Rams have it. Jared Goff wasn't that. He was too inconsistent up and down. This may be a little high, guys. You tell me. At number 4, Von Miller, edge rusher, Rams. I thought he rejuvenated himself to not being the Super Bowl MVP, Von Miller. But I think Von Miller showed that he had something still in the tank. Hey, and for the record, he really fit a need on the other side of Aaron Donald. He was a factor. He was a factor in the Buccaneer game, and he was a factor in the Super Bowl. He was really good, man. The last stretch run, Von Miller showed that he had something left in the tank. 1-year contract, one with an option. I might entertain that. Maniac, I thought he played great, especially when he got to Los Angeles. Lawrence says he's going to stay in L.A. How you paying him? Lawrence, how are the Rams paying this guy? They're mountains over the cap. How are you keeping him? Rams trying to run it back? Well, someone's leaving that team. Who? You think they're signing Odell Beckham back? Yeah, on a cheap minimum wage contract. Von Miller has to restructure his deal. Number 5, Chandler Jones, edge rusher, Cardinals. 10-plus sacks last year. Again, a little bit of it with fool's gold because he had 5 in one game. So that kind of makes me suspect a little bit on these numbers that I'm looking at with Chandler. I think Chandler Jones has been a spectacular pass rusher. By the way, he's had 10 times the career Jadeveon Clowney's had. He has been, if I had to make, when I think of the defensive ends that have really played well over the last 10, 15 years, Calais Campbell, him, are in that conversation. Chandler Jones really is a fine pass rusher. Would you give Chandler Jones a 2-year contract at $7 million, $8 million? He'll command more. He'll probably want 15. It's a little too rich for me. For a player that I'm looking at like this, he's at the crossroads in his career, in my opinion. No, Dan, cap is going to be an issue here. Okay? Cap is going to be an issue, and my priority is clearly going to be the draft and potentially a free agent quarterback. Chandler Jones is a need. I can address that in the draft. Remember something. This is my draft list. This is only the first round. Okay? You got 8 other picks. And we'll do that during the week where they should go in the latter rounds. So you can address, you can get a quality player in the 2nd and 3rd round. I mean, a really good frontline starter, potential all-pro in the 2nd round or 3rd round. So you're not limited by looking at Chandler saying, is it Chandler or somebody, someone else? No, because you can go into the draft, get a guy cheaper, get the same production that you would of Chandler you don't think has anything left that can get you 10. The Eagles need a 10-sack guy on that defensive line. Okay? They need a 10-sack guy. They've got to have a double-digit sack dude. If you're going to play that style of defense that Jonathan Gannon plays, he's got to have that style. At number 6, J.C. Jackson, cornerback, Patriots. Now we're starting to get into Eagle land here. Now we're starting to get into where you're looking at guys like J.C. Jackson, corner. On the other side of Darius Slay, Howie was really right on Darius Slay. Could he be right on J.C. Jackson? Get the guy a 3-year contract. He's the highest rated cornerback in free agency. He's going to command some dough. Okay? You're talking about a guy here who's got some years left too. He's got something in the tank here. This guy can play some ball, this J.C. Jackson kid. Okay. Number 7. Marcus Williams, safety, Saints. This is really, let's not say it too loud, this is the guy that Howie, I think, wants. I think he wants Marcus Williams. Okay? They're very limited at the safety position. Free and strong, this kid can play. And because I got Kyle Hamilton going to Washington, I think if Kyle Hamilton were down there, I wouldn't do Trent McDuffie. It'd be Kyle Hamilton. I think Hamilton, though, is going to be a little bit outside the top 10. Because if Hamilton is there at 15, I would clearly take him. Because they need help at that safety position. Okay? I like this kid. I could see them spending a little bit of money to go after him. They need a safety position. Remember, needs. Always stick with the needs. Number 8, Mike Williams, wide receiver, Chargers. I think they're going to franchise him. But what I did in the draft was I protected my backside here by saying that the Chargers were going to go out and they were going to get a wide receiver. And that's why I said that they're going to take that kid, Wilson, from Ohio State with the 17th pick, because I don't think they know really what they're going to need to do when it comes to the money, okay, on signing Mike Williams back. They're going to look at it like this. Justin Herbert is so good. Do I spend the money on the defenses? They need defensive tackles too. But you still have to put components around Justin Herbert. Watch this. Probably there's a bigger need, would you not say, in Los Angeles with the Chargers for a defensive tackle than a wide receiver? But if Mike Williams leaves, you can't leave Justin Herbert with no tools to throw the ball to. Okay? You can't. I know Keenan Allen's a good player, but you need somebody that's going to knock the top off these defenses. So that's why I say this. They're going to debate that position. And look what they did with Melvin Gordon. They didn't want to pay him. They let him walk. Remember something about the Spanos family. They're not going to spend a lot of money except for one position. That's going to be quarterback. They've always spent money on quarterbacks. They were complaining with Joey Bosa when he came out of Ohio State over $400,000 when it came to a contract if he was to be cut or not. They'd have to defer the money back to them. That it was crazy. He sat out, if you remember, the first 4 games because of this dumb thing that they were negotiating into his contract. That's going to be interesting to see what they do when it comes to Joey Bosa, what the Chargers want to do eventually, because there's no way they're going to pay a defensive end $20 million. It's just not in their nature to do this. Okay, at number 9, Allen Robinson, wide receiver, Bears. You got to think that Allen Robinson probably is just looking at himself in the mirror going, Mitchell Trubisky and Justin Fields and Nick Foles and Andy Dalton, and look at those bum quarterbacks. All of them are bums. Bums. And hey, watch this. You put Allen Robinson in Cincinnati. What do you think Allen Robinson's numbers are? Tell me what you think. What would you think Allen Robinson's numbers would be if he was in Cincinnati? 105 catches, 1,400 yards. Sound right? Does this sound about right? 1,400 yards? Okay. 1,400. Allen Robinson, my friend, is going to go a little bit north of $8 million. Okay? He's going to go a little bit north of $8 million. He's a 9th rated free agent. Okay? 900 yards. Yeah, that's right. Because you know why? The other 3,000 yarders. Right. You're probably right, Chris. 900 yards. He'd be He'd almost be their 4,000-yard receiver. You're right. Okay, you're right. There's too many dudes there now. Number 10, Orlando Brown. Tackle Chiefs. They restructured his contract. I got to tell you guys, they made that trade from Baltimore. It ain't panned out. I think Orlando Brown struggled this last year. I do. I think he struggled, and I am not really – and they gave up quality picks for him to Baltimore. Okay? Orlando Brown is a good football player, but he just didn't really pan out. So he's your 10th guy, though, that's rated by Bledsoe. And a couple GMs. And this is my list, actually, though. Number 12. Would you take a look at this? Especially, how about this? What if Jason Kelce retires? Number 12, Ryan Jensen, center, Buccaneers. Made the Pro Bowl. If Jason Kelce retires, would you make a run at Ryan Jensen? I would. You've got to have that position solidified, your center position and your left tackle position. Okay? I would look on it and go like this. Hey, man, if Jason Kelce retires, how about having the other Pro Bowl NFC center on my team? Brings leadership in. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's played a lot of playoff football, played with Brady. You think he could bring something to the huddle also when it comes to helping Jalen out a little bit? He's played with Tom Brady, Jameis Winston, and then he would play with Jalen Hurts. Okay? So, I mean, Ryan Jensen would be somebody to look at if Kelce retires, Jason Kelce retires. This is a Philadelphia favorite here. Number 13, Jadeveon Clowney, edge rusher, Browns, is 13th. We'll just move by him. You guys ain't going to bring that guy in after he gave a cheap shot to Carson Wentz. This guy would never hear the end of it. It'd be pretty cool, but personally, I think this guy's been overhyped his entire career. I have never been sold that he's a premier pass rusher. And I looked at it, and I looked at the other edge guys, and I went like this. I don't know. Do I think Jadeveon Clowney, and I'll tell you, Jadeveon Clowney, I got ranked ahead of Randy Gregory. My problem with Randy Gregory, see, we're now starting to get into where some of these guys have issues, age, too much money, what have you. And Clowney and Gregory, to me, are the same. Yeah, Yale, he bounces too much. I love that. Pass on Clowney. Randy Gregory, would you pass on him? Would you bring him in? 10-sack guy, potentially? Would you bring him in? I just don't like him. I don't think he makes good decisions. So, I mean, I don't like both these guys at 13 and 14, but they're the highest graded guys as players. See, this is players. This is not by position. This is players. Number 15. I actually like this guy. You know, in 2019, Stefan Gilmore was the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. 19, 20, 21, 22. So you're telling me 4 years later, this guy's not still elite? Played on that Panther defense and had no linemen. Linebackers were atrocious. When Kuechly retired, man, he left that thing vacant. Vacant. You know, they had a couple injuries, too, at the beginning of the year, did the Panthers. They got out to a great start, but some injuries hit. And Stefan Gilmore, in my opinion, I still think he's good, but he's another one of those Darrelle Revis guys, man. They know how to negotiate. He'd be awful expensive. He'd be way too much money. Okay? Lawrence says, can you imagine Clowney and Barnett, all of the flags and Eagles will have? Well, I'm not looking for that. Okay? Rather have Khalil Mack? I don't think the Bears are moving off him. Number 16. Brandon Sharif, guard, Washington. Would that be somebody that the Eagles would look at? Probably not. They're pretty content with the guys they have in their old line room. But here's another guy that could make, if I were the Giants, Washington trading with the New York Giants. Don't think so. Don't think so. But I could see this guard from Washington going to Cincinnati. Because this is what I would do. I would draft in the first round, and I would go after somebody like this in the first round. They need to get as much offensive line. You guys don't like my Landon Dickerson deal to get you a first rounder and T. Higgins. I don't get it, but okay. Okay, I don't know how you don't like that. I'll give you Landon Dickerson, Cincinnati, for the 31st overall pick and T. Higgins. No, I like Landon. Okay. Okay. I know I'm still pushing the deal. Number 17, Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. 17, safety, Kansas City Chiefs. They're not going to be able to afford him. He's a quality player. Would this be somebody that you would want in the Eagles secondary? The Honey Badger. Can you imagine having the Honey Badger on your defense with Jonathan Gannon? And him looking at Jonathan Gannon going, that ain't working. Honey Badgers speak up. Honey Badgers had a ton of success, like Fletcher has. So you would have Fletcher Cox, Honey Badger on your defense, and Hardgrave, and you add Devin Lloyd. I don't know. Lawrence, they're going to have to let him go. They're miles over the salary cap. Miles over the cap. Smile is right. Honey Badger is injury prone. Okay? He is. Bumbling says 31st Higgins and the 2023 5th. For Landon Dickerson? No way. Biting off more than you can chew there. No way. They do 31 and T. Higgins for Landon. Then you can slide your boy up, Isaac. You're ready to go. And you still have 3 1s. No, but not for him. What are you trying to do, Sills? Trade everybody? No. I'm trying to build your team. Yeah, and Xander's like, no, I'm not trading Landon. The guy comes to work in overalls. Straw hat. Corncob pipe. This guy lifts bales of hay. I'm an offensive guard. I'm worth 3 1s. Look at my pipes compared to Silio's pipes. I'm ready to rock. Okay. Number 18. Carlton Davis, cornerback. Buccaneers. I think this guy's going to get a lot of play. I think he's a fabulous football player. I do think here, though, that this guy's going to command a lot of money. And you're going to have a lot of suitors for him. Experience, postseason, played with Todd Bowles, was in that Buccaneer environment. I really like Carlton Davis. I think the Bucs will try to do everything in their power, from what I'm understanding, to try to re-sign this guy. But he's going to get a lot of love at 18. Number 19, Odell Beckham Jr. Probably too high because he's got an MCL injury. Wide receiver, Rams. Here's why. I know some of you may go like this. Watch this. Well, he's going to stay with the Rams. Really? On a league minimum deal? So you think the Rams are going to pay him top flight money, Cooper Kupp money, and the kid Woods? No way. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Oh, and Aaron Donald wants to be paid $25 million. Oh, and Von Miller is a free agent. So who are you keeping? Odell Beckham or Von Miller? Who you got? You can't keep all these pieces like you did back in the day. You can't keep them all. That's not how the league works. Number 20, Mike Gesicki, tight end, Dolphins. Guy's had a pretty good start to his career down there. He's really Tua's only dude. Pretty good hands. Fit into that offense pretty good. Wouldn't you like to see this guy here with Dallas Goddard? Right? Get another tight end there to help out Jalen, because Jalen loves the tight end position. And by the way, Dallas Goddard, like I said, homie, you can't drop one of every 3 passes thrown to you. You got to be better than that. Zach Ertz may not have been the blocker you are. And I get we're a running attack team now, but, dude, you got to catch that football when it's thrown to you. Number 21, Dalton Schultz, tight end, Cowboys. Cowboys aren't going to be able to keep this guy. Actually, the Dallas Cowboys are not going to be able to keep a lot of guys on their football team because they're in purgatory when it comes to their salary cap. He's a good football player. Number 22, I probably get this kid's name right or wrong. Emmanuel Ojaba, edge rusher, Dolphins. I think this kid's a good player. This could be somebody that Howie looks at. Okay? Ojaba, this could be somebody here kind of right in the middle in free agency, not overpriced, not underpriced. You give him the right little number there. 2-year deal, $7 million. How you doing? You know? Right in there. He's productive, plays the run very well. See, to me, look, what made the Eagles spectacular in 17, you guys were loaded on both sides of your lines. Didn't matter who was in there. Jason Peters, didn't care. It was so deep on both sides. That was the best grouping of O-line, D-line I've ever seen in NFL history, in my opinion. Because by the end of the Super Bowl, the Patriots have waved the white flag because you had beat them up so bad. Okay? It was just so deep. So deep. Number 23, Hakeem Hicks, DT, Bears. If you look at, say this, say you move off of Fletcher. You trade him, you eat up some of the salary. You go out, get Hakeem. You put him in your defensive line. I mean, he's the top-rated guy at 23 when we're talking defensive tackles. Number 24, how about this guy? This guy's interesting. Melvin Ingram, edge rusher, Kansas City Chiefs. I watched him when he was at South Carolina, and I watched him when he was with the Chargers. My only problem with him is that if he's not in the right system where you could just line him up, wind him up, and let him rush the passer, and he's got to do more than that. You're asking him to play tight ends. You're asking him to cover backs out of the backfield. That's really not his game. He's running to the ball. Ball carrier, seek and destroy. Pass rushing, he's good at that. When the Chiefs made this move with the Steelers, I thought it solidified their front. I thought it righted the ship. Okay? I did. I thought they righted the ship with him. Number 25. Case Hayward, cornerback, Raiders. Another guy right in that room there where we could look at where this is in the Howie. Don't want to spend too much. Don't want to give up a ton of my cap. And if I'm wrong, it's not going to kill me. He's going to get a lot of looks. Okay? Case Hayward's going to get a lot of looks. Number 26, Laken Tomlinson, guard, 49ers. I don't think San Francisco is going to let him go. But if I were, once again, the Bengals, man, I would dive all over this. I would dive all over these 2 guards, one from Washington and this guy from the 49ers. I still don't think the 49ers are going to let him roll, though. Number 27, Devondre Campbell, linebacker, Packers. This kid can play. Is this somebody here that Philly would look at because they need linebacker help? Instead of going into the draft, you got a productive LB here in this Campbell kid. Bring him into your system. That could be a free. Now, again, if you don't want to draft a linebacker, Here's a guy, again, not going to be overly expensive. It's going to be interesting to see what the market's going to be for some of these positions. I think the wide receiver position, I think people are going to be sticker shocked with some of these prices. I don't think you're going to see a boatload of them because they're going to go right into the NFL draft and go, I'd rather have a guy on a rookie contract. And maybe he doesn't catch 30 passes more and he still catches 70. I can get a guy on a rookie contract and build my roster. You're not. I think you're going to see sticker shock again with free agency. He's good, though. Number 28, Michael Gallup, wide receiver, Dallas Cowboys. See, to me, I know some of you guys do this, and I saw you guys say this. How about this? You guys go, I don't want a Cowboy. Why wouldn't you want to weaken your rival? Why wouldn't you want to do that? I could take one of their better players off their football team, make my team stronger with it. Why wouldn't you want to do that? That's common sense. You think Washington wouldn't want to weaken the Cowboys? I would. Okay? As a matter of fact, anybody that the Cowboys have, you should always look at those guys to see if you could weaken them by getting their guys. Can you imagine the intel they could tell you on snap counts, audibles, how they do practice, what they say about you? Wouldn't you want to know all that intel? Boy, I would. You ever notice that the Patriots do that stuff? Sign a guy for a week just to get some intel on what that guy was doing with the Jets or with the Dolphins. They always do that. I'd put this guy here at number 29. Antonio Brown, wide receiver, Buccaneers. Guys, somebody's going to give him a chance. Somebody's going to give this guy an opportunity, okay? They're going to give him an opportunity. Who that is, I don't know. And at number 30, I have Calais Campbell. Defensive line, Ravens. Would you look at him? 30th ranked free agent in the NFL. Give him a $4 million deal. Could you see? How about this? You have Calais Campbell. You have Fletcher Cox, Hardgrave. You get one of these. You get Honey Badger. Then you go into the draft and you get Devin Lloyd. How would you like that? That's why I tell you, folks, this is one of the most important off seasons for the Eagles. There's your top 30. Big Sills 2022 NFL free agents. You see teams. Boy, I'll tell you, Washington is going to get better. And personally, I think if they make the right moves, they can win the East for the next couple of years. All right. We're going to reset and revisit all of this here because I think these top 30 guys, I think they're going to be an impact on some of these teams that are looking to fill gaps before the NFL draft in April. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. We'll take a look at this list. Maybe if there's a guy on here that you see that fits into your particular system, we'll hit on it. Keep it here on the National Football Show.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
You know you like being right. That's why you should enroll in an Independence Blue Cross plan. It's the health plan chosen by more people than any other, with more doctors and hospitals, more benefits that really rock. More of the coverage you want for the right price, including free doctor visits 24/7. It's a choice you can feel good about. Because when you're right, you're right. And when you've got Independence Blue Cross, you're right where you need to be. Call 1-844-200-2583 today to get an Independence Blue Cross plan.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Welcome back, National Football Show. I'm just looking at this list here, and I'm thinking, watch this. Trent McDuffie, Devin Lloyd, Trayvon Walker in the draft, Emmanuel Ojaba from the Dolphins, edge rusher, and Marcus Williams, safety. And Allen Robinson, wide receiver. Still doesn't sound sexy, though, does it? Because watch this. When I do this, Washington, Kyle Hamilton, Jimmy Garoppolo, and then you get Chase Young back. You think the Eagles are better than that? Are you better than Dallas? Look at those three teams. You put Jimmy, because the quarterback's going to land here, guys. You don't want to have an upgraded quarterback. Let's just say we're going to stick here with Jalen. You want to stick with Jalen? Washington's not sticking with Tyler Heineke. They're not sticking with him. They're moving off him. They've made it already very clear to him. They're either going to draft a guy or they're going to move off a guy. They're moving off that dude. So in my opinion, they're either going to get Carson Wentz or they're going to get Jimmy Garoppolo. And they're going to put that, by the way, they can run the ball too. Not as effectively as Indianapolis, but they can run the ball. And Carson gives them an upgrade. 27 touchdowns, 7 picks. He gives them an upgrade. You put Carson Wentz, Jimmy Garoppolo in Washington. Chase Young's back. Sign Kyle Hamilton. Washington's the favorite to win the East because the Cowboys have to make brutal decisions here. Are you cutting Amari? Zeke's got $18 million against the salary cap. Okay? He's got $18 million. Smile says that Ryan Fitzpatrick was signed last year. So? Ryan Fitzpatrick is a stopgap guy. He's always been considered that. I'm not building my team. I'm going to put my team in the hands of a guy who's 36-16 and 5-2 in the postseason and has beat the tar out of Aaron Rodgers in the postseason. Lawrence says, Skins don't want Wentz. You don't know that. Skins want to get better at that position. Tyler Heineke ain't it. Yeah, watch it. You put a quarterback, you put Garoppolo in Washington, they'll win the East. Barrett and I were both saying that today. They'll win the East. They're a more complete football team than any team in the in the NFC East. Right, Lawrence, you put Jimmy G with that record. He's been a winner everywhere, and he's been in really some great coaching rooms. Kyle Shanahan, Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniel. He's been around great dudes. Andrew goes, I could see Washington signing that hoe that's in Indianapolis. You see, and when I say this, Tyrann Mathieu, Ajaba, Marcus Williams, then the draft for the Eagles. It sounds better because of the Honey Badger, but you're still in the same spot with your quarterback like they are in Cleveland. See, here's the problem in Cleveland. Man, you can bring in all the people you want. You can draft whoever you need. But you still haven't addressed the number one thing in the building. And here we are going on 2 years, still having the same idiotic conversation about the quarterback position. Don't you want that thing answered? Why must we go on day after day after day and just sit here and go, nobody deserves anything? Nobody, hey, watch this. Can I tell you something about let's be candid about Jalen's play. Hey, congratulations, Jalen Hurts. You didn't rob a bank. You didn't rob a bank. You're a second-round draft choice. You won games. So you're a football player. Congratulations. What's spectacular about that? That backup quarterback in Baltimore did almost the same. The backup quarterback in Dallas won a game. I never heard of him. Congratulations to you. Congratulations. You were a football player. It's like we want to give kudos for being what? Average? Well, Sills, it wasn't. Yeah, but guys, how many times do you use your eyeball test and you do this? How many times did you have to go like this when you saw Dan Marino play? Holy crap. John Elway. Oh, here. Justin Herbert. Joe Burrow. Even Josh Allen. Some of these guys. Even Peyton Manning. The 28 picks his first year. Were you doing this? I don't know. Weren't you doing this? This guy just got to get his you-know-what together and get everything worked out and ironed out. I don't look at Jalen Hurts and go like this. Man, this guy's got so much up. Do you really think you see upside? What? His inability to find open people? That has plagued him since Alabama. And when he went to the Big 12, no disrespect, Barrett, but those wide receivers are pretty open in the Big 12. Would we not agree? Would we not agree? I mean, all those quarterbacks that played at Oklahoma, when they came to the NFL, those big barn door openings that they had, they're now portholes. And they've struggled. Sam Bradford, Baker Mayfield. Kyler Murray doesn't want to run because it gets him too beat up. That's why he wants a new contract extension. Right? Hey, Chris. Yeah, Jalen's a baller. Just not elite. Well, that position, you have to be elite. All right, let me take a timeout. Guys, please hit the like button. All right? Keep it here on the National Football Show.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that. Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
You know you like being right. That's why you should enroll in an Independence Blue Cross plan. It's the health plan chosen by more people than any other, with more doctors and hospitals, more benefits that really rock, more of the coverage you want for the right price, including free doctor visits 24/7. It's a choice you can feel good about, because when you're right, you're right. And when you've got Independence Blue Cross, you're right where you need to be. Call 1-844-200-2583 today to get an Independence Blue Cross plan.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Welcome back. National Football Show. It's your boy Big Sills. By the way, Brian Scott, the new quarterback for your Philadelphia Stars, will be on with us tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern Time. I posted that on my Twitter page at Dan Sileo Show. And this guy's got a little army, man. Oh, my God. I can't wait. I'm going, okay. Played at Occidental College. He's a fighter. You know what he said, too, also in my DMs on my Twitter page? He's like, I am so privileged to represent Philadelphia. I was like, well, they're going to love to hear that. They're going to love to hear that. Hey, maybe this is your guy. Hey, Kurt Warner came out of spring football. Jake Delhomme came out of spring football. Okay? Those two dudes went to the Super Bowl. One guy's in the Hall of Fame. So, you never know where you're going to find these dudes. Kurt Warner was cut like 5 times. Okay? He was cut. Tony Romo wasn't even drafted. So you never know, man. Hey, by the way, okay? By the way, this stuff that's going on around the world here over with Ukraine, man, I give those folks so much credit. But you see FIFA coming out now saying that they've suspended Russia from playing international soccer in the World Cup. But the one organization that won't is the Olympics. It is such a fascist and communist-run organization, and it always has been. When you give communist China, okay, the Olympics, and you give Nazi Germany the summer and winter games, there's something wrong with you. You spread love and such. And by the way, doesn't matter if the Olympic stars for the Russian team are juicers or not. They give you a different name, send you on your way. You still get on the podium. You still get your gold medal. Even if you're cheating or you're a juicer, doesn't matter to them. It is such a fascist and communist group of people that run the the IOC. Fascist and communist. And how does NBC put their name on that? I said it last week to you. I don't know how that thing ever gets turned around, except for this. The next time you're thinking of putting the Olympic Games in a respected city, why don't you put it in a city where the world loves it? It's friendly to look at. You don't see silos. You don't have like concentration camps in a city, in a country where some of the people are staying. I mean, honestly, what when the hell do you think you're thinking about? An NBC broadcasting that back to Americans. You want to know why they tuned it out? Nobody wants to be reminded of that stuff, and I'm not going to support it. Why would I tune on NBC when that country supports having concentration camps because you're Muslim? Whatever your religion, or whatever your politics, it should never come into how you treat human beings. I mean, my God. But the Olympics, of course, they'll be last at the table because you know why? They don't want to lose the international support that Russia gives them because Putin's he's a big Olympic guy. You notice that this whole thing happened after the Beijing Games ended? You think there's any coincidence that all of a sudden Putin just went like this? Oh, yeah, the Olympic Games. They're still going on with my partner who just bought 1 trillion tons of coal, who are supporting my war effort right now against Ukraine. I bet you the leader of China said to him, don't do it during the Olympics. All of a sudden, a week after, he invades Ukraine. Okay. No, they're not working in cahoots. Okay? Thank you, Andrew. I'm talking about the Olympics, dude. I'm not a politician, and I don't pretend to act like one here, and I'm not giving anybody political views. I'm just saying something that, wait a minute, Andrew, something that I grew up on, watching Jim McKay do the Olympics and the Olympic Games when I was a kid mattered. I enjoyed it. I loved the nationalism. I loved the whole thing. Now what they've done is professionals can play in it. It's not the Olympics anymore. It's just not. It's a TV ad for Reebok, for Nike. It's all it is. And for countries. It's like it's like a Chamber of Commerce thing. The Olympic Games used to be awesome. And now you see the true truth of what the IOC is. They're communist and fascist, the way they look at things. Last to the table. And there's no coincidence that Russia held off the invasion until after the Beijing Games. It's totally the way it rolled, man. All right. Hey, I can't wait to talk to this kid, Brian Scott, tomorrow, quarterback for your USFL Stars. The USFL back in the day, man, I tell you, I thought it was better than the AFL. I don't think you're going to see that same version of this now, but I do think you're going to see some really good football players. And don't be shocked if you see players like Kaepernick, maybe Johnny Manziel. Could you see Tebow in the USFL or the XFL? That's what I would do. You want to get television ratings? Put Kaepernick or Manziel, okay, as their quarterbacks for one of these teams. You'll have ratings off the charts. Can you imagine Colin Kaepernick playing against Johnny Manziel? Or how about this? Kaepernick versus Tebow. I mean, you want to know why TV ratings in the NFL? Because they give you Cam Newton could be in that league. Des Bryant. Hey, Antonio Brown. Thank you, Maniac. You make it a great show each and every single time. I love you guys. Don't forget, I'll be doing the middle tomorrow. Hey, I'd bring all them big stars in there. I totally would. Guys, please hit the like button. Brian Scott, quarterback, USFL Philadelphia Stars, tomorrow at 4:30. Have a great one. I'll catch you tomorrow in the middle, then back with our show, the National Football League, 4 to 6 Eastern. We'll see you on the flip side.